that it starts to really blend quite nicely, and you do get those different varying sort of tones throughout it. Alrighty, so next we're going to start burnishing some of this together. So I've got my white here, and I'm going to be burnishing with the white and the lilac. And again, I'm using that flicking motion. And I'm keeping my movements quite swift. I'm quite heavy-handed on the edges because I want them to just appear light. Now, sometimes you can see how you get a bit of that color. So we just want to wipe that off. And carry on. And I might even do that flicking motion in the opposite direction. Okay, so then I'll jump in with my lilac. Add a little bit of warmth, tiniest. It's such a small amount. And I'm also using it just to merge colors on the page where there might be any gaps of like paper and pencil. Just tidying it up a bit as I go. Yeah, so that's starting to turn out really, really nicely. Now I'm going to jump in with that violet blue. And I want to start reinforcing those dark areas with it. And I really want to make sure I'm getting over that Copenhagen. That Copenhagen is a beautiful base for this violet blue to really just shine. So I'm making sure that the tip of my pencil is very sharp. I'm using quite a lot of pressure, and I'm being very specific about where I want this violet blue. I really want to make sure I cover all that Copenhagen blue with it. I really want to make sure that I'm really deepening those shadow parts and the dark areas of this flower petal. Oop. So yeah, anywhere I've gone over with that Copenhagen blue and really getting in there with it. Okay. Making sure I've got those layers in there like that. Alrighty. So last but not least, we're just going to add some opposite lines like this at the base to make it look like it's sort of flicking up a little bit. Beautiful. Okay, so last but not least, let's get the middle of the stem. Now I'm pretty sure I grabbed a really nice sandy beige color earlier, and then I think I chucked it in. Just check it there. Okay, here we go. So now we have our beige here. So I'm just going to add it into the center like this. And I don't mind if I'm blending with some other colors. It's kind of nice, I think, to blend it. It makes it have a nice sort of creamy sort of feeling. Okay. Next, I'm going to grab my white pencil. I'm going to sharpen the tip. And then I'm going to just, it's just such a soft lid tonight. It might be a bit too warm in my house. Just add in some little of those little fairy things that come out. I don't know what they're called. The little bits that come out the center of a flower. I don't know what it's called. Then I'm going to reinforce it with probably just a little bit of black, just so they stand out. So what I mean is I'm just going to do that on just the undersides of them. Whatever you do, do both sides. Just one side is enough to get the desired effect. And I'm just making that black slightly longer than the white. Just to blend in that part there, I'm just doing a few little squiggly dots like that. Ever so lightly, and I mean ever so lightly, I'm just adding in some low lights of this grey to make it stand out just a little bit more. I don't want the black to dominate. I just want it to have like just that little bit of extra depth. So you only do it really, really lightly. We're not using the black as a means of shadow by any stretch, but we're just reinforcing those shadows that we've made with the dark violet blue and the Copenhagen, and the Copenhagen blue. We just want to really reinforce that, yeah, it's dark down here. So we're just doing it very, very slightly. It's just so minute and so light. Okay, I never want you to use black as a main shade color by any stretch of the imagination. Alrighty. Next, we're going to do the stem. So I just grabbed my favorite green pencil, and you'll see why it's my favorite green pencil really soon, because there's not much of it left. And then I'm just using something that's just completely the opposite, just really, really bright. So, yeah. So what we're going to do now is add in the stem, and it's going to start relatively thin and then just bulb out a little bit like that. And then I'm going to draw 2 circles like this, and then I'm going to extend the petals out from those circles. Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to grab my light green, which is called True Green. Just going to shade that all in. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my favorite little green, which is called PC908. I'm not sure what it's actually called now. I only have the number left on the pencil, and that's fine. And we'll just create a dark shade of it. Now, I want you to think about where your lights and shadows are coming from. This leaf is obviously shadowed by the stem and by the flower itself, so you'll have a dark line here and here. Now, if the dark shadow is on that side, then we'll also add it to this side of the flower, which has been shadowed by that part there. Okay, I'll go back in with the True Green just to do a bit of blending. Okay, now I'm going to jump in with my good old white. Alrighty, next I'm going to jump back in with Copenhagen blue. I'll make sure that that end is really, really sharp. And I'll do an outline on the shaded parts. And then lightly just go over those darker areas. And I'll just keep layering these colours until I'm happy with the tone of it all. Some final highlight touches with this true green. And that is how we draw our Masterwork flower. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I hope that your flowers have turned out. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Wish I hadn't done that extra line there. Yeah, so have a lovely day or evening, whatever time you're doing this little tutorial. And yeah. Happy drawing. Okay, bye.